It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference softball opener for the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers and the Canisius Golden Griffins as they do battle at the Debski Sports Complex on a chilly Sunday afternoon in downtown Buffalo, New York. Hello everybody, welcome to the Franco's Pizza pregame show on ESPN+. I'm Vinnie Christiano III as this two-game series was supposed to be three, but the doubleheader originally slated for yesterday was moved to today because Western New York winter weather was not done yet and 3 inches of snow forced this three-game series to be moved to two. We will look at those two games and get ready for a doubleheader between the Griffs and the Mount when we come back on ESPN+. Cloutier, the six-hitter, playing right field here for the Griffs. She was hitting in the 2 spot in the earlier game today and basically the entirety of the weekend against Siena. She's been slid down to the middle of the lineup as Gabby Ferris has drawn in as the designated player. Meanwhile, count now 0-2 to Cloutier.
She did have one RBI, one of the 2 RBI the Griffs had in that first game.
So Howard, let me quickly interject here and say, last game, both pitchers had a perfect game going for a little while. Both teams have loaded the bases in the first inning.
Yeah, I forgot the top of the a little while ago. That's right. Manhattan had bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the first and did not score. This is a completely opposite look of the first game showdown from Giese and Charis.
1-2 count to Cloutier. She slaps it down the third base line. It's scooped, thrown by the glove towards third. What a play that was to strand 3 on the bases again. 6 base runners, 3 a team, no runs on the board. We end the first, tied at 0 for the Debski Sports Complex. Coleman, an all-rookie MAC selection last year. Has Ilano foul that one off towards the back. Had a 2.16 ERA in 2023 with a 5-6 record. 74 2/3 innings of work. Struck out 49 batters. And did 2 saves last year as well. Getting the start here today. Ilano, though, gets a piece of that one. That one over the fence and gone. A 3-run home run for Emily Ilano. And the blue and gold bats are booming here in the 3rd inning. 3-0 count here to Fazzaleri. She'll swing on that one, gets the green light, bounces it deep towards short. Long throw to first is in time. What a throw from Perry. She throws out Fazzaleri at first, and a bang-bang play after a long throw ends the inning, but not before the Griffs get on the board in the form of 6 runs. They have an advantage as we end inning number 4 for the Debski Sports Complex. Manhattan has just taken the lead over Canisius as PD flies around Buffalo here in Western New York as this MAC softball game continues just a little ways away from the Science Museum, where maybe someone there, Howard, could explain to us what dew point is, because we have seen that statistic or information so much this past weekend, and yet I have zero idea what that means or how it affects the softball game.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I didn't look it up. I was about to, and I just never really got around to it. So I don't have an answer for you. However, I could tell you that Petey today could be using a glider up because it's so windy today. He probably doesn't need the regular way to get around.
Megan Giese hits one well towards left field, and she will reach base here for the first time as she singles to start the bottom of the 5th, and that's the way that Blue and Gold would like to have an offensive start to try to answer here as the Jaspers have just taken a 2-run lead.
Yeah, Megan didn't even give me a chance to set her up and say this is where the pitcher has to help her own cause. First pitch swinging, and this is one of those shutdown innings, right? They talk about that a lot in softball and baseball where you score the inning before, especially in a game like this at 0-0. You got 2 big runs, Manhattan's pumped, the dugout's all jacked up, everybody's excited. You need, if you're Molly Charis, nice little dance, by the way, over there by Gabby Ferris. Did you teach her those moves? You need Molly to come out and the defense to come out and have that shutdown inning. You do not want Canisius to get anything on the board this inning because, again, the pressure will grow and grow and grow. If it's 2-0 with only 6 outs left for them, that's a big deal for the Griffs.
So Gabby Ferris does pinch run for the pitcher, Megan Giese. Ferris is 5 for 8 on stolen base attempts so far this season. She has appeared in 26 games so far. She has played some right field as well, a little left field. Outfielder with speed is a recruiting characteristic that head coach Kim Griffin often looks for. And that has been the case for many of the players. I mean, that's not really that unusual, right? That's not a unique, I mean, that's just softball.
Yep.
But, I mean, yeah, there's most of the outfielders on these Canisius teams historically have been some of their faster players and have been pinch runners for them at times. Christy McGee-Ross started her career collegiately as a pinch runner. As Sydney Costin looks to bunt, she will lay one down. That goes down the first baseline. The throw is dropped out of the glove. Costin reaches and advances the runner. So, errors aplenty here in this game. That one will likely be scored as such. Griff's 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 5th for the second time today.
Right, the sacrifice bunts are not being fielded cleanly by either team now. So a good job rushing it by Kozlowski, and the throw would have had her. So I think that's Lily Fish, who just couldn't handle the throw cleanly, but it sure looked like it was there in time, and it would have been the out at first base. So now Manhattan took advantage of the Griffs' errors in the top half of the inning, and we'll see if the Griffs can take advantage of the Jaspers, maybe opening the door for them with that error.
Speaking of pinch runners, by the way, Lily Fish was in the game the Jaspers won in that championship back in 2021. She was a pinch runner, came in, scored a run. Another bunt here for Berkey. The throw, not in time. Bases loaded for the Griffs, and a perfect bunt from Madison Berkey moves Ferris all the way to third. And the Griffs pinch runner now just 60 feet away with no outs on the board.
Man, what a perfect bunt. I mean, that ball died. Look at it on the replay. Just hits down in front of the plate and goes nowhere. Really, I think the only realistic play there would have been the catcher Weir. But that's a really difficult play to pop out, get the ball, turn, throw. I just think it would have taken so long for Flood to charge all the way down to home plate. That's a great bunt by Madison Berkey.
Especially considering in that situation, Flood is probably maybe a step or two back, knowing that there's a runner coming towards third in that situation. There's a runner on first and second.
Sure.
Berkey lays down a perfect bunt, and the plan, though, defensively, typically is not to have your catcher make the play on the bunt because they're down in a stance.
Now, they could have the wheel. I don't know if they had the wheel play on.
Right.
So they could have the wheel play on, in which case the shortstop's going to go to third, and Flood could charge, but still, where that ball was placed. Look how far the third baseman still had to come. Even if she was thinking, it's still, even if it was her role to play a bunt to that side, it's just in front of home plate. That's still a lot of ground to cover with the shorter base paths, and then to make the throw too.
Christy McGee-Ross, the lefty leadoff hitter, now up to the plate with bases loaded. She does have 18 runs batted in going into today's game. She singled in her last time up, struck out looking to lead off a game in the bottom of the first. As Cheris tries to get out of the jam here, she'll need a little bit of help.
Nice.
McGee-Ross, meanwhile, fouls that one off, and now Cheris is up 0-2.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised. Well, I was going to say, I would figure that Cheris is going to throw maybe even that changeup, keep something very low. Obviously, you don't want to get anything that McGee-Ross can get in the air. If she's going to hit it, you want it on the ground to try and turn two. I would guess that low zone pitch is coming.
Cheris goes a little higher. That one hit into center field. 1 run will score, and maybe 2 it will not. A great throw in halts Canisius from plating 2 and tying the game, but it does plate 1, and the lead is cut in half. It's 2-1 as McGee-Ross gets a ribby and a single.
Yeah, it was too hittable. Like, to their credit, they set up outside. You could see Weir go outside against the left-handed batter, but it wasn't outside enough, and it wasn't even like throw a rise ball at the eye level or anything like that. It was still in the zone to hit, and it wasn't outside enough, so McGee-Ross was able to get the bat out there and make the contact and drive that in for an RBI.
So the bases remain loaded, which still opens up that opportunity for a double play, obviously, and a force out in any bag with Alyssa Cloutier up to the plate now for the Griffs, who reached on an error her last time up, struck out looking as the second batter of the game offensively for Canisius. As Cloutier this season, growing into a starting role, has appeared in 31 games going into this one, hitting just below 200 at 196.
Boy, this is obviously stating the obvious, I will say. They need to get Cloutier, because if you don't get Cloutier, if she gets on base and another run comes in and the game's tied, this has the potential for a massive Canisius inning with 3, 4, 5 coming up right behind Cloutier in the batting order, 3 of the more dangerous hitters in the order.
Cloutier slaps one down the third baseline. The throw home goes off the helmet of Sydney Costin, and she's ruled safe at home. Berkey will try to run. She's tagged out, and chaos ensues. Opportunity here for the Griffs. Giese at the plate. She doesn't swing. That pitch is low. So a 3-0 count here for Giese, who's at a distinct advantage again. Mentioned she drew a walk last time she was up. There was a time last year where she was getting intentionally walked because of her slugging percentage. Just an unbelievable player who's able to utilize her talents both in the circle and at the plate for the Griffs. Number 17 takes that pitch right down the middle. She got the stop sign there, and you knew that number 55 from the blue and white was going to pour that one right into the strike zone. 3-1 count now. Pitch inside. Giese hammers that one towards left field. It's high in the air at the fence off the back wall. Gomez will score. Giese gets a double, and the Griffs are on the board as their pitcher puts the first runs up of the day. 2-0 blue and gold here at the Debski Sports Complex. I think Berkey on that slide, going back to that play a couple moments ago, which has her in scoring position here with 2 outs, 2-2 count in the bottom of the first inning. Committed to the slide late, thinking she wasn't going to go as far as she was, and she did, running into Perry. Gomez labels that one towards left field. Berkey will round third, head towards home. She slides and is safe, and Rosie Gomez heads to second. In the meantime, Griffs are on the board early in game number 2, courtesy of Rosie Gomez. The 98th pitch of the day for Megan Giese. Fouled off.
Tell you what, if Spring is able to get a hit here, or even just get on base to extend the inning, we see the 8th pitch of the AB coming up. Give her credit for hanging in there and able to get on. She's going up a little bit for that ball. It's rising a little bit as that fastball's coming in on her, and she's just been able to do enough to fight it off to extend the at-bat.
Called strike 3. Got her looking. Megan Giese strands the runner on, and now tied 2-2. The Griffs offense goes up in the bottom of the 7th. Can they do it again? We'll find out when we come back.